your vibration drops dramatically if you ignore these spiritual rules. There is an unseen energy that flows through all of us. It is the essence that determines the way we feel, the way we think, and the way we attract experiences into our lives. This energy is what people call vibration. And it is much more than a mystical idea. It is the very frequency at which our consciousness operates. High vibration means clarity, joy, and alignment with your highest self. Low vibration means confusion, suffering, and disconnection from the divine flow of life. But here's the shocking truth: your vibration is dropping dramatically every single time you unknowingly break certain spiritual rules. You might not even realize it, but every moment you ignore these principles, you are pulling yourself into a denser, darker reality where negativity thrives. Have you ever had a day where everything felt off? Where no matter what you did, things just kept going wrong? Maybe you woke up late, spilled your coffee, got into an argument, or felt an unshakable heaviness inside you. These aren't random occurrences. These are signals, indicators that your vibration has dropped. And the worst part, most people don't even know why it's happening. They blame bad luck, external circumstances, or even other people, but in truth, the cause is often within. There are invisible spiritual laws that govern our energy, and when we violate them, our vibration plummets instantly. The universe doesn't punish us, it simply responds to the energy we are emitting. When we break these rules, we send out chaotic, heavy frequencies, and in return, the world mirrors back to us the same energy in the form of struggles, obstacles, and suffering.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
One of the most common ways people unknowingly sabotage their vibration is through resistance. Resistance is when we fight against what is. It is when we argue with reality, when we refuse to accept the present moment as it is. We resist through complaining, through judgment, through worrying about things we cannot control. Every time you resist, you are creating friction between yourself and the natural flow of the universe. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly, smoothly, without struggle. Now, imagine someone jumping into that river and trying to swim upstream with all their might. That is what resistance feels like energetically. It drains you, exhausts you, and lowers your frequency. The more you resist, the more you suffer. The universe is always moving, always changing, and when we refuse to flow with it, we create energetic blockages within ourselves. The secret to maintaining a high vibration is surrender, not in a passive or weak way, but in a way that allows you to move with life instead of against it. But resistance is just one of the many ways you can lower your vibration. Another silent killer of spiritual energy is unconscious consumption. And no, I'm not just talking about food, I'm talking about everything you consume, the media you watch, the conversations you engage in, the thoughts you entertain. Every single thing you allow into your mind and body carries a frequency. If you constantly expose yourself to negative news, gossip, fear-based narratives, or toxic environments, you are feeding your energy field with low vibrations. People think they can watch violent movies, listen to hateful music, or engage in destructive conversations and still maintain a high vibration, but that is impossible. Your vibration is shaped by what you consume. If you fill your mind with negativity, your energy will reflect that. It is like trying to keep a glass of water clean while constantly pouring dirt into it. And then there's the biggest mistake of all, the one that almost everyone makes without realizing it: ignoring their inner voice. You see, your intuition is not just a random feeling, it is your direct connection to the higher intelligence of the universe. It is always guiding you, always speaking to you, but most people don't listen. They ignore the subtle feelings, the gut instincts, the inner knowing that whispers to them. And when you ignore your intuition, you are disconnecting from your own divine guidance. This is one of the fastest ways to lower your vibration because you are choosing to trust external influences over your own soul. Think about how many times you have felt deep down that something wasn't right, but you ignored it. Maybe it was a relationship, a job, a decision something inside you was telling you no, but you went forward anyway, only to regret it later. Every time you ignore your inner voice, you weaken your connection to the higher realms. Your intuition is like a muscle. The more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. The less you listen, the weaker it gets. So now I ask you, how often do you truly listen to your inner voice? How much of what you consume is actually nourishing your spirit? How much energy are you wasting in resistance instead of flowing with life? These are not small questions, they are the foundation of your vibration. If you don't take them seriously, you will continue to experience the consequences of low energy without even understanding why. But if you start to become aware, you start to shift your habits, your thoughts, your choices, your vibration will rise effortlessly. And when that happens, everything in your life will change. The silent destroyer of your energy, how unconscious attachments are draining your vibration. There is something lurking in the background of your life, silently pulling your energy down, lowering your vibration without you even realizing it. It's not just your thoughts, your habits, or the things you consume, it's something deeper, something more insidious. It is the weight of unconscious attachments. Attachments are not just about material possessions or relationships, they are the invisible chains that tie your soul to things that no longer serve you. And the truth is, the heavier your attachments, the lower your vibration. But what exactly are these attachments? They come in many forms. Some are emotional old wounds, past traumas, grudges, regrets. Some are mental limiting beliefs, false identities, toxic thought patterns. Some are physical possessions you are afraid to let go of, unhealthy addictions, even the comfort of routine that keeps you stuck. And the most dangerous attachments of all, the ones that you don't even know exist. The ones that operate beneath your conscious awareness, influencing your decisions, your emotions, your entire energy field. Think about the last time you felt drained for no apparent reason. You weren't physically exhausted, but something inside you felt heavy, sluggish, like you were carrying a weight you couldn't see. That is the feeling of attachment. It is the energy of old patterns clinging onto you, holding you in place, preventing you from rising to a higher frequency. The more attachments you have, the more fragmented your energy becomes. Instead of being fully present, fully alive, fully aligned with the universe, your energy is scattered, some stuck in the past, some lost in fear of the future, some entangled in relationships that no longer nourish your soul. And here's the most shocking part: most people don't even realize that their attachments are controlling them. They mistake attachment for love, for stability, for security. They think that holding on to something tightly means they value it, when in reality it only means they are afraid of losing it. But attachment is not love. Attachment is fear disguised as love. It is the fear of change, the fear of the unknown, the fear of being alone, the fear of facing yourself without distractions. And the universe operates on a simple truth: whatever you cling to out of fear will eventually become the very thing that lowers your vibration the most. Let's talk about one of the most common and destructive forms of attachment: emotional attachment to the past. So many people live their lives trapped in old stories, replaying painful memories, holding on to resentment, refusing to forgive. But here is the secret that no one tells you: every time you relive a painful memory, you are energetically re-entering that moment. Your body doesn't know the difference between a memory and reality. When you think about something painful, your nervous system reacts, as if it is happening again. Your energy contracts, your vibration drops, and without realizing it, you are anchoring yourself to a past that no longer exists. Forgiveness is not about excusing others, it is about freeing yourself. It is about cutting the energetic cords that are tying you to a lower frequency. When you don't forgive, you are carrying the weight of those experiences everywhere you go. Imagine trying to fly while holding onto a 100-pound weight. That is what unforgiveness does to your soul. It keeps you grounded in suffering when you were meant to soar. But emotional attachment is only one side of the equation. There is also mental attachment, the beliefs and identities that keep you locked in limitation. How many of your beliefs are actually yours, and how many were given to you by society, by your family, by the people around you? From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to believe certain things about ourselves and the world. We are told who we should be, what we should want, what is possible. And most people never question these beliefs. They accept them as truth and build their entire lives around them. But here's the harsh reality: the majority of the beliefs you hold are not true. They are just agreements you made with the world, agreements that are shaping your vibration and keeping you stuck in a lower frequency. For example, if you believe that success is hard, that money is scarce, that happiness is something you have to chase, then your vibration will reflect those beliefs. You will struggle. You will feel lack. You will always be searching for something that seems just out of reach. But if you release those mental attachments, if you allow yourself to see beyond the illusions, you will realize that abundance, joy, and peace are your natural state. The only thing that ever kept you from them was your own mind. Then there are physical attachments, the material possessions, the habits, the comforts that we cling to because they make us feel safe. But is safety really the same as freedom? Is holding on to things really bringing you peace? Or is it just adding to the clutter of your energy? Look around you. Every object in your space carries an energy. Some things uplift you, but many things drain you: old clothes, unused items, things you keep out of guilt or nostalgia. These objects hold stagnant energy, and when you surround yourself with stagnation, your own energy stagnates too. This is why so many spiritual traditions emphasize the power of letting go. Minimalism is not just about living with fewer things, it is about making space for higher frequencies to enter your life. The less you are attached to, the freer your energy becomes. And when your energy is free, your vibration rises effortlessly. So now, I ask you, what are you holding on to that is holding you back? What are the invisible chains that are keeping you in a lower vibration? Is it a past relationship, a painful memory, a belief that no longer serves you, a habit that drains your energy, an object that carries the weight of the past? These are not small questions. They are the keys to your spiritual liberation. The moment you start releasing attachments, you will feel it instantly. Your energy will lighten, your mind will clear, your vibration will rise. You will realize that you were never meant to carry so much weight. That life was never meant to be a struggle. That your soul was always meant to be free. The hidden energy leaks how unconscious agreements are silently lowering your vibration. There is something affecting your vibration that almost no one talks about, something so subtle yet so powerful that it determines the entire course of your energy field. It is not just the attachments you hold onto, not just the resistance you create, not just the negative consumption you allow into your life. It is something even deeper: your unconscious agreements. These are the silent contracts you have made with yourself, with other people, with society, and even with unseen forces. And the most dangerous part: most of these agreements were made without your awareness. Think about it. How many times have you accepted something as just the way things are without questioning it? How many times have you agreed, even subconsciously, to struggle, to suffer, to settle for less than what you deserve. How many times have you absorbed other people's expectations, their fears, their limitations, and made them your own? Every time you do this, you are making an energetic agreement, and these agreements are shaping your vibration in ways you cannot even see. Let's start with the most common unconscious agreement, the agreement with struggle. Most people have been conditioned to believe that life is hard, that success requires suffering, that happiness is something rare and fleeting. They don't realize that these are not universal truths, they are beliefs reinforced by society, passed down through generations. And the moment you accept them, even unconsciously, you sign an energetic contract that binds you to that reality. The universe is always responding to your energy. If you hold the belief that things must be difficult, the universe will reflect that belief back to you through obstacles, through resistance, through experiences that confirm your assumption. But what if you never agreed to struggle in the first place? What if you never accepted the idea that life has to be a constant battle? What if you made a new agreement, one that aligns with ease, abundance, and flow? The truth is, the universe is neutral. It does not impose suffering upon you. It simply responds to the energy you emit. And if your energy is entangled in unconscious agreements of hardship, then hardship will become your experience. But if you choose to release those agreements, if you choose to align with a different frequency, everything begins to shift. Another dangerous agreement that lowers your vibration is the agreement with limitation. This is the belief that you are not enough, that you are not capable, that you are somehow separate from the infinite intelligence of the universe. This belief is one of the greatest illusions ever created, and yet it controls the lives of millions. People walk around feeling disconnected from their own power, from their own divine essence, because they have unknowingly agreed to a version of reality where they are small, where they are powerless, where they must seek validation from the outside world. But here is the truth: you are not small. You were never small. You are an extension of the infinite, a piece of the divine, a creator of your own reality. The only thing that ever made you feel limited were the agreements you accepted from a world that thrives on keeping people asleep. The moment you stop agreeing to limitation, your vibration begins to rise instantly. You start to feel the vastness of who you truly are, the infinite potential that has always been within you. And when you operate from that state, the world around you starts to shift in miraculous ways. But unconscious agreements don't just exist within your own mind, they also exist between you and other people. Every interaction, every relationship, every exchange of energy carries an unspoken agreement. But some of these agreements nourish you, but many of them drain you. Think about the people in your life. How many relationships feel like they are built on obligation rather than genuine connection? How many times have you agreed to be smaller, to dim your light, to suppress your truth just to maintain harmony with others? How many times have you agreed to someone else's version of you rather than standing in your authentic power? The people around you are constantly influencing your vibration, whether you realize it or not. And if you are surrounded by relationships that are based on outdated agreements that require you to shrink, to sacrifice your energy, to betray your true self, then your vibration will continue to suffer. The highest version of you cannot thrive in environments that are built on low-frequency agreements. And this is where the real test comes in. Are you willing to break those agreements? Are you willing to release the relationships, the dynamics, the roles that no longer align with your highest vibration? Because here is the harsh truth: most people are not willing. They would rather stay in the comfort of familiarity, even if it drains them, even if it keeps them stuck, even if it lowers their vibration every single day. They would rather maintain the illusion of stability than step into the unknown, even if the unknown holds the very freedom they have been searching for. But the universe does not reward stagnation. It rewards those who are willing to evolve, to release, to step into their highest truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may seem. And then there is the final and most deceptive agreement of all, the agreement with fear. Fear is the most powerful tool that keeps people trapped in low vibrations. It is the energy that feeds control, that fuels manipulation, that keeps people from realizing their true power. And the most dangerous part: most people don't even realize they have agreed to live in fear. They have accepted it as normal. They have built their lives around avoiding risk, avoiding failure, avoiding the unknown. They have agreed to play small because fear told them it was safer. But fear is a liar. Fear is an illusion. Fear is the force that keeps you from stepping into your highest potential. And the moment you stop agreeing with fear, everything changes. Your vibration rises instantly. You start to see beyond the illusions, beyond the conditioning, beyond the limitations that once felt so real. You start to operate from a place of trust, of alignment, of knowing that you are always supported by the universe. So now, I ask you, what unconscious agreements have you made? Have you agreed to struggle? Have you agreed to limitation? Have you agreed to fear? Have you agreed to relationships that no longer serve you? Have you agreed to a version of yourself that is smaller than who you truly are? These are not small questions. These are the keys to your vibration. Because the moment you start breaking these agreements, the moment you start reclaiming your energy, you will feel the shift instantly. The ultimate trap: how living in disalignment with your soul lowers your vibration more than anything else. There is one final force that silently lowers your vibration more than anything else. It is more powerful than resistance, more draining than attachments, more deceptive than unconscious agreements. It is the ultimate trap, the one that keeps people stuck in cycles of suffering, confusion, and emptiness. And the most dangerous part: most people don't even realize they are caught in it. This force is disalignment, the act of living a life that is out of sync with your soul's truth. Disalignment happens when you ignore the call of your highest self. It happens when you live according to the expectations of others instead of listening to your own inner knowing. It happens when you stay in places, jobs, relationships, and mindsets that no longer resonate with who you are becoming. And every moment you spend in disalignment, your vibration drops. Because here is the truth: your soul is always speaking to you. It is always guiding you toward your highest path, always sending signs, always whispering through your intuition. But the world has trained people to ignore their inner voice. From the time you were a child, you were taught to follow rules, to fit into systems, to prioritize logic over intuition, to seek external validation over inner wisdom. And over time, you learn to silence the voice of your soul. You learn to ignore the feelings that told you something wasn't right. You learn to doubt yourself. You learn to value comfort over growth, familiarity over truth. And the more you ignored your own inner knowing, the more disconnected you became from your true essence. But here's what no one tells you: disalignment doesn't just affect your emotions, it affects your energy at the deepest level. When you are living in a way that contradicts your soul's purpose, you create an internal split. One part of you is trying to move forward, trying to expand, trying to rise. But the other part of you, the part that is afraid, conditioned, controlled, keeps pulling you back. This creates energetic friction, a constant state of inner resistance that drains your vibration. It is like trying to walk in two different directions at once. No matter how much spiritual work you do, no matter how many practices you follow, if your life itself is in disalignment, your energy will always feel off. This is why so many people feel stuck. They meditate, they journal, they visualize, they do all the right things, but nothing changes. They still feel lost, still feel heavy, still feel like something is missing. And that's because the real issue isn't external. The real issue is that they are living a life that does not match their soul's frequency. Their job, their relationships, their habits, their environment, it is all out of sync with who they truly are. And no amount of external effort can fix what is, at its core, an issue of energetic misalignment. So how do you know if you are in disalignment? The signs are everywhere. You feel drained, even when you rest. You feel uninspired, even when things seem okay on the surface. You feel like you are forcing your way through life instead of flowing with it. You feel an unexplainable heaviness, a deep sense that something isn't right, even if you can't put it into words. And the biggest sign of all, you keep getting the same lessons, the same challenges, the same struggles, over and over again. Because the universe will not stop redirecting you until you listen. The moment you start aligning with your soul, everything shifts. Your energy returns. Your vibration rises effortlessly. Opportunities appear where there were once obstacles. Synchronicities become a daily occurrence. Life starts to feel lighter, freer, more expansive. This is because alignment is your natural state. You were never meant to live in struggle. You were never meant to force your way through life. You were meant to follow the path that feels true, the path that makes your spirit come alive. But this requires radical honesty. It requires you to ask yourself the hard questions: where in my life am I living out of alignment? What am I forcing? What am I holding on to that no longer serves me? What have I been ignoring, suppressing, avoiding? What would I do if I had no fear? These questions are not easy. They require courage, because true alignment often demands change. It demands letting go, walking away, stepping into the unknown. And most people are terrified of that. They would rather stay in a life that drains them than risk the uncertainty of change. But here is the deeper truth: staying in disalignment is far more dangerous than stepping into the unknown. Because disalignment is not just about feeling unfulfilled. It is about blocking the flow of life itself. It is about cutting yourself off from the infinite intelligence of the universe. And when you do that, your vibration will always suffer. You will always feel like you are struggling against something invisible, always feel like you are searching for something you can't quite find. But the moment you choose alignment, when you finally listen to your soul, when you finally follow what feels true, no matter how uncertain it seems, your entire frequency shifts. Doors open. Energy flows. You step into a life that feels like it was meant for you, because it was. And the struggles that once seemed impossible begin to dissolve, not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you are no longer resisting your own truth. So now, I ask you, where in your life are you living out of alignment? What is your soul calling you toward that you have been ignoring? What would happen if you finally listened? These are not small questions. They are the keys to your highest vibration. Because your energy is not just about what you do, it is about who you are becoming. And when you become the version of yourself that is fully aligned, fully awake, fully in tune with your soul's truth, your vibration will no longer be something you have to fix. It will simply be a reflection of the effortless flow of your own divine energy. And that is the ultimate secret. The highest vibration is not something you chase. It is something you return to by being who you were always meant to be.